Yo, what's going on guys, it is Cynnnical, and today for you guys I have a Jak and Daxter 4 news video for you guys. I don't usually do Jak and Daxter videos, but you guys should probably know that it is something that I tend to do from time to time here on the channel whenever something kind of pops up to do with Jak and Daxter, or I come up with an idea for a video centered around Jak and Daxter itself. Now of course we know that Jak and Daxter 4 isn't actually a real thing. Many kind of years ago it was originally being planned and concepted before kind of being scrapped by Naughty Dog themselves, but kind of things keep sort of popping up here and there about Jak and Daxter, not really too often, but kind of from time to time. So some kind of more news has come out about the game, which I think is very, very interesting, and in some sense it's actually quite exciting. So let's get on with the news and information. So basically Eric Monisili, sorry about the pronunciation of that last name, it's kind of foreign to me, but anyway, he is Naughty Dog's community strategist, and he was basically talking about how 80% of PlayStation 4 owners have actually never played Uncharted. So I'm going to leave the article in the description below, you guys can go read it for yourself. I'm going to be focusing on the last paragraph that he says. So this is what he stated. Beyond that, there's been tons of ideas banded around. Everybody knows the rumor about The Last of Us 2. There could potentially be, who knows. We could go back to Jak and Daxter 4 if it seems right, or there could be something else in the future on our horizon. So this is of course talking about the fact that Naughty Dog actually like to create and develop one game at a time. Now we know that basically Uncharted 4 is set to release early next year, which means it's really not that long away, which also means that the whole development cycle of the, Uncharted 4 game is coming to closure. And with developers, what happens is they start planning out their next project or their next game towards the end of the development cycle of whatever game they're currently developing. And because of the fact that Uncharted 4 is coming close to closure in terms of being completely completed, it means that Naughty Dog are now in this position where they're starting to plan their next game. Now I find it extremely awesome the fact that this guy has actually mentioned Jak and Daxter 4, because it really isn't a, talked about kind of thing. Like, it's not always something that Naughty Dog would actually bring up, and the fact that he actually has is completely amazing. Of course, he stated, The Last of Us 2 in there, Jak and Daxter 4, or something new for a future project. Now, we do know that, of course, Jak and Daxter 4 was actually going to be a real thing before it got scrapped. And the reason behind that, as you guys should probably know if you've been watching some of my Jak and Daxter videos, is the fact that what they were originally concepting for Jak and Daxter 4 was too too realistic. It had this realism kind of factor going for it, more so than Jak and Daxter usually would. And because of the fact that the game was feeling too realistic, Naughty Dog said that, this just doesn't feel right, and it originally then went on to The Last of Us. So the project of Jak and Daxter 4 slowly, kind of evolved into The Last of Us, which is actually pretty good because The Last of Us is an amazing game. But however, it's really, really amazing that he actually mentioned Jak and Daxter 4. Of course, they said that if it seems right, they might actually do it. Of course, The Last of Us 2 is in there, or potentially something brand new. Now, I ultimately do feel like the next game that Naughty Dog will bring out after Uncharted 4 will probably be The Last of Us 2. The main reason being is The Last of Us was a massive success. It's probably one of the best games I personally have ever played, as well as a lot of other people have ever played. The story of that game is just fantastic. The gameplay was top notch. It had so many different cinema techniques, and this is something that Naughty Dog tend to sort of implement with their games these days, especially with the Uncharted series, as well as The Last of Us. So The Last of Us 2, I'm going to say, is probably going to be the next game for Naughty Dog, especially with that cliffhanger that the first Last of Us game had. But it's just really nice to know that Jak and Daxter 4 is still at the top of their minds, and that's good enough for me, because it actually gives it some hope and possibly some potential for a future game for Naughty Dog to release. But anyway guys, that is just some Jak and Daxter news and information right there. Of course, it doesn't mean that, it's going to happen, but it's at the top of their heads, and that's good enough for me. So what do you guys think about this news and information? Let me know in the comment section below, and until next time guys, I'll catch you later. Peace.